holiday mayhem is over. Back in Sydney, back training. I'm just on my way to Akuna Bay. Christian's ham is making me puff. It's a beautiful day, scattered in between what is forecast to be a lot of rain. So let's take advantage. There are riders everywhere. Everyone's out taking advantage of the glorious sun. So let's talk about my top 5 learnings for 2023. So number 1, bike fit. If you haven't had a bike fit, get a bike fit. If you're experiencing any problems on the bike, get a bike fit. There are so many variables when setting your bike up, and you'll do your head in trying to work out what it is that's giving you that little niggle. For me, kept getting saddle sores. So the obvious choice was to keep tinkering with the saddle. This is wrong. I had a bike fit. The technology today is pretty astonishing. They 3D model your body on the bike. They 3D model your motion. You can see problems, not just in the traditional linear way, but also laterally. So my problem was that I was pivoting my hips. By pivoting my hips, I was causing a saddle sore. No amounts of tinkering with seat height, seat fore and aft was going to fix that. So do yourself a favor and go and get a proper bike fit. Number 2, you don't choose the PR chooses you. What this means is that it's hard to tell whether you're going to crush it up that segment on any given day. All of my best PRs this year have been a little bit of a surprise. The days that I've gone out to try and get the PRs have not ended necessarily how I expected. So the learning I have here is that whenever you're at the base of a climb that is meaningful to you, give it a little squeeze. Not so much that you're going to blow yourself up, but enough that if today's the day, you won't be upset about dawdling into the start. Number 3, structured training for the win. You may feel like you don't need to do structured training, or you may feel like it's too complicated, or what you're doing is probably fine, but if you're trying to increase your performance, nothing is going to have as gooder outcomes as structured training. It doesn't need to be massive. Something as small as 6 hours a week is enough. Over the course of an 8-week program, I was able to get my FTP from 4.0 to 4.3. The results kind of speak for themselves. There are so many great online resources these days to get plans that tailor based on your FTP, and they'll build you up. I'll share in the description some of the links that I used this last year. Number 4, rest is not always the same as recovery. Rest or recovery is really important. Making sure that you take at least 1, maybe 2 rest days a week is critical for you to kind of lock in the gains that you're making. But any more than that, and it starts to be a little disruptive. There's a thing called active recovery. This means resting, but also doing lower intensity workouts. So shorter rides, zone 2 rides, stretching, yoga, anything that's going to keep the body moving whilst letting the muscles recover. I've had a couple of full rest windows this year, and it doesn't necessarily work out how you think. You expect that you're going to take a break and everything's going to regenerate and you're going to feel $1 million when you get back. But what ends up happening is you just end up tight and sore. So keeping moving during these times is critical. And number 5, you need way more fuel than what you think. And I mean before, during, and after your ride. I know a lot of people who don't eat before they ride. You really need to put something in the tank. I can't start a morning ride without a big bowl of muesli and fruit. During your ride, have gels. Have more gels than what you need on the ride. If you end up going longer than you thought, you're going to wish you had a few extra calories in the tank. I've been using Precision Hydration. They do a 90-gram carb pack. It's brilliant. It's more than you need. You pack 2, you've got a day's worth. And then when you're finished, you got to put in what you take out. Okay, so that's a wrap. Those are 5 things that I learned this year with my cycling. And those 5 things helped me get better this year. It's not to say that they're going to help you get better, but certainly something that you could take on board. What have you learned across your journey this year? Anything that's worth sharing? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, until next time, see ya!